Grab your pen, grab your planner. It's time for Hello Happy. What's up, party people? It's Friday.
Happy Friday!
Yes, you guys, it's Friday. It's time for Hello Happy. It's time
It's
for
time for
Hello
Hello
Happy.
Happy. It's
Oh
time
my
for
gosh,
Hello
I am
Happy.
so excited. Okay, are you guys
Yes,
excited? Because you guys really should be super excited for today because we have an amazing episode for you guys and we are just super freaking stoked right now.
yes. This is the one that we have all been waiting for. It's like the greatest day of our lives. And yeah, we're super excited to be here on this beautiful Friday. And girl, it is hot.
Girl, it's always hot. I live in Florida. We don't get no winter, so I'm,
It is hot. I cannot believe how
you
hot it
know,
is.
it's Naked Friday. No, I'm just playing, guys.
It is pantsless Friday on Hello Happy.
Oh
Nobody
my
got no pants
gosh.
on in
Oh my God, it's just so hot, people. Yes,
here.
so with that being said, this is going to be a super hot interview because you guys have been dying for this interview and for this special thing going on that's happening today. But before we let you guys into that exclusive detail, we kind of just wanted to basically say thank you guys for supporting us and being so freaking amazing. You guys have just been amazing through this Hello Happy process, and we are so thankful and so grateful to you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be where we are right now, which we're super excited about.
We
So we
can't
just
even
really wanted to
believe it.
say thank you because it's unbelievable. And I just feel like
Yes.
this is just like one of those moments that's like literally a once in a lifetime moment. And I'm super, super excited. So get your salads ready because I know I did.
It's
Um,
time.
it's time, you guys. Yes, but before we get into that, we did want to mention that we have a coffee page. And Spice, have you told them about the coffee page before? Like, I think they know about the coffee
I
page.
think that we have, and I think that they know that like our main goal is to have to record the show with pants on, pants, bras, all the things that you have to wear like when you're recording in person. But the coffee page is www.ko-fi.com/hellohappyfamily, and several of you have gone over there and bought us coffee, and I just can't even believe it. Like every time I see it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they really like us.
You guys are super sweet, and
Oh,
we
you're
thank you
so
guys for that so
sweet. Thank
much.
you
Oh my
so much. You
gosh.
have no idea how much that means to us. And it's not like we're out here buying stickers with that money. We are out here like using that to make this podcast better for you. So let me just tell you that we cannot believe how blessed and lucky we are to get to be the host of Hello Happy. This has been the greatest, most amazing thing that the two of us have ever been able to do. And you guys are the greatest listeners in the world. So thank you so much for going over there and buying those little coffees and taking care of us and being so sweet, because we definitely love you and think that you're awesome. And this episode is going to be the bomb. So everybody needs to just go ahead and take your pants off and settle in and get your drink. And well, if you're in your car, maybe don't do those things, but
Yeah,
wherever
nobody
you
wants to
are,
see nobody taking their pants off going down the road. Don't do that, people. That is not what we're saying do. Okay?
wherever you are listening, I hope you're comfy and I hope that you're ready. And I just hope that you are excited with us, because yeah, this is a good one. Hmm.
Yes, 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 yes.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, you guys, we're going to have a little word from our sponsors and then we're going to come back with something spicy. Hey, Spice.
Yeah, Queen.
You know how we love the Happy Planner because it's so customizable?
Of course. I freaking plan all day, girl.
Well, have you heard of these handbags that are customizable too?
Wait, you mean moose bags?
Yes, moose bags are made of lots of interchangeable parts so you can customize it to suit your event, style, or destination.
That's what I love about them. I can dress them up and make them fancy for date night. And because the moose shells are made of waterproof silicone, I can even take them to the beach and the pool. The very same bag.
I know, you can pack a picnic in them, throw in ice, and bring wine to a party. Seriously, there's never been a bag like this one before.
I love carrying mine because it is lightweight. I could put all my planners in it and not break my arm. It's the perfect planner bag.
It's the perfect everything bag.
Right now, you can go to moosebags.com and build your own custom bag and put in promo code HelloHappy and get 10% off.
That's right, but go now because it won't last forever.
All right, I'm off to shop.
I can't wait to see what you order. Make sure you tag it #moosebags on Instagram and you might get featured on their IG page. Happy
Happy
shopping!
shopping.
Okay, guys, so let me just say before we get into this, we are super excited. Me and Spice cannot believe what is about to happen, but we are super ready. Are you ready, Spice? Are you ready to give it to him?
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Okay, well, let's give it to him. Welcome, Stephanie Fleming.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Oh my goodness, it worked.
Yay.
Yes,
So
How are you guys doing?
we're
we're
doing
doing
great.
great.
Okay. No, are you I know we saw your little podcast room and your stories.
Yeah, today I'm in an even more glamorous space, like in a space that used to be our marketing room that's going to be completely rehauled. And so I was trying to find a place in the office that was quiet, which is impossible.
Well, no, it's impossible where we are too to ever find anywhere quiet. So we're lucky that we ever get a chance to do this.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well, if you do hear beeping in the back, that's our forklift. That's about as quiet as I can get. So I apologize.
no, that's okay.
I'm like, yas, we got
Yay.
Stephanie.
No, you're our first interview. Like we've never done this before.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel really honored.
Well, we're so honored to have you. We have only talked to each other for the past, what has it been, 9 episodes?
Oh
Actually,
my
no, we dropped
gosh.
episode 7 today. Well, 9, including the bonus. You're
Oh
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We have had two bonus episodes and 7 regular episodes. So
Oh my God,
yeah, it's
how
just
fun.
been.
I was listening to you guys and you're hilarious.
Oh my God, thank
I
you.
I love listening to you guys.
Yeah, so
Well,
Queen has no sense. I just check on out wherever I'm at.
well, that's what makes it so fun. I never know what she's gonna say.
That's the best.
I
Yeah.
know. So, did you read the questions? Did you get a chance? I know you've been like in the lap of luxury for the past few days.
Yeah, I know. Yes, and then I came back to work, and then I'll be leaving again tomorrow with Kevin and I are going to the mountains. So, but yes, I did. I got a chance to read them. I
So,
did
what
my
did you
homework.
think?
I thought it was great. I think I'm like, there's some things I wish I could tell you, but I can see some of the questions. I'm like, yes, but that's all I can give you. But I might be able to, like,
Ooh.
elaborate on some things and not get
Okay.
fired.
Okay.
Well, we don't want
Well,
you
we
to
don't
get
want you to get
fired.
fired. No, we don't want that. Um, so we
Well,
are
we
super excited and we thank you so much for taking this time out for us because, oh my gosh, we have been literally just jumping for joy to be able to talk to you and kind of be able to talk to the person who's behind the product we love so much.
Oh yeah, I know. I kind of feel like I barged onto your podcast. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. Like, oh my God, I saw my name
no.
pop up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm there.
Oh
No,
my
oh, we
gosh,
love it
no.
and we're
We
so
love
grateful
it.
for it.
Yes. Yes, we love it. I've got my Amy Tangerine planner right here next to me to kind of always give me my inspiration. And
Isn't it
I'm just kind of,
cute?
yes, I've just been kind of rubbing on it. I said in the last episode, I'm just sitting here rubbing on this rainbow planner.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one
So,
that does stuff like that.
no. And I went out and bought that wellness one that you have that's got those pretty
Oh,
like translucent purple
yes.
discs on it.
Yes.
So I'm ready
Uh,
to get started on that too.
I can't wait. I don't know if you saw, but I actually took mine and I stole like August of 2020 because it has a similar month layout than I think like June started on a Saturday and August of 2020 started on a Saturday. So I stole that month and put it at the beginning and then just like put June where it said August so I could start my wellness planner because I simply just could not wait.
That is so smart. I know. And then I did that with, you have that other one that says I am a happy planner. And
Yep.
I have that same planner. So I did the very same thing. I took August of 2020 after I watched you. I
Yes.
took August of 2020 out of that planner and moved it to the front so that I could start using it. But then Amy Tangerine came in and I'm just,
I know.
And
I
she's
don't
been
know.
all about Amy. Let me just tell you, that girl has not stopped talking about that Amy Tangerine planner since she's touched it.
I know. I cannot stop. I'm just, I'm kind of upset that I bought so many 2019 July start planners, and then this one came out, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what those other planners are going to do, because this is the one.
Because this is my soulmate right here.
This is the one. I know.
Yeah.
I need like 4 copies of it so I can use it for the next 3 years. But I trust that you guys will have something amazing to replace this one when.
Yeah,
and
you know,
when this
usually what
happy
we
planner.
do, yeah, usually we'll take, like, if there's a product that sells really well, like, say, for instance, like if it's a floral planner, and if it's a best-selling floral planner for us, then the next year we try and come out with basically another floral planner that has that same vibe, so that people that are like, oh my God, I'm in love with this design, so they just don't have that, they have like the separation the next year. So we try and like follow up the following releases with something similar to some of our best-selling designs. So hopefully we'll find something later on that will, tickle your fancy just as much as Amy's did.
Well, and I have to say, I think that one of the most requested to make a comeback would be Sugar and Spice.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I think
everybody
that's
loves that
Jana.
planner.
Yeah,
I think that's Jana.
Okay, everybody wants another one of those, something similar,
Okay.
like with the same. Now, you guys have done a lot with the stickers.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of Sugar and Spice stickers in a lot of the
Yep.
books, but to have a whole nother plan, that was Heather Kell's planner for an entire
Yep.
year, and everybody watched her on Instagram. Instagram and YouTube, with her Sugar and Spice planner, and now everybody's like, oh my gosh, give us another one of those. And
Okay, so let me ask you this, since I have you guys here. So if you like that planner, would you want to see like the exact same thing, just like not like the same like dividers and everything, but would you want to see like the exact same artwork, that style in a different way, but just like redated? Or would you want it to, do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it just like if she did the same artwork, same colors, but maybe like different designs? Is that what you think you'd want to see that refresh be?
Yeah.
Or would you want to see like the exact same thing or something different?
I think if we did do the same like kind of design, but in a different color scheme,
Ooh,
that would be nice.
that would be
So
pretty.
maybe this time it's like, instead of like a little bit more bright, or
Right.
you could make it a little bit, because I feel like the Sugar and Spice was a little bit of everything. It was a little
Yeah.
bit of neutral, but it was a little bit of glam.
Yeah.
So I think if you made it like maybe a bright color scheme, just kind of change up the color scheme, I think that would be cute. Or maybe like muted, like with lavenders, like soft
That'd be
lavender
pretty.
colors. Yeah, I think that would be really cute.
Oh,
That would be really pretty.
I just got really excited.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not that kind of show.
No. Darn it. Shoot.
I don't know what you guys are thinking.
I didn't know what I signed up for.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So do you guys want to just dive right in?
Yes, we can get right into it. I'm so
do
excited.
it.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the questions first. I promised I will make this painless, Stephanie.
No problem.
Okay, so we polled and asked all of our Hello Happy family what type of questions that they wanted to ask Stephanie, and you guys, they showed up, they showed out, and they dropped a ton of questions for us, and we are super excited. But the one question that was really burning for me that I wanted to know was, how did you come up with the Happy Planner? What is your planner girl story? I feel like there's a lot of newbies out here, and they don't really know the story behind Happy Planner, and I would love for you to share it with us.
Oh, yeah, I would love to. So a lot of people don't realize that we actually started our company, me and my big ideas, 20 years ago. So back in 1998, and I had done in-home daycare I'm taking it back a little bit, but I had done in-home daycare for 8 years. So those are like, 5 days a week doing 11-hour days. And before that, I'd grown up in the craft industry because my parents had owned a company that manufactured and distributed craft products. So all throughout my childhood, I had, worked in the warehouse, worked on assembly lines, and eventually worked in the art room as somebody who would just pretty much do anything that the designers needed to be done. And I just kind of fell in love with creativity at a really, really young age, and was very fortunate enough to be kind of raised in the industry. And so when my mom and my stepdad, who owned the company, divorced, my mom was left with kind of a little seed money from the sale of the company and was like, okay, I think she was in her 40s at the time and was thinking, what am I going to do next? And I was literally just going, okay, I need to speak to adult human beings now. I loved the kids, but if anyone's ever done that, in-home daycare is really a grueling kind of a job and
Yes,
one
it
that's kind of
is.
isolating, I mean, you're just
Yeah.
kind of there. And like I said, I love kids and that was great. But I was looking to do something a little more. And also, to be quite honest, I was looking to be able to pay my bills without going into debt, which we were at a place where, I was about ready to probably lose my home and we just weren't making ends meet. And so I wanted to be able to, I wanted to go to Target and buy $4.99 squirts without going like, oh my God, like for my daughter, and without going like, oh my God, I don't think we're going to be able to like, I don't know, maybe I'll have to put off the grocery store if I go get the kids' shoes. I mean, that was the reality of my life at the time. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make some damn money. I mean,
Yeah, of
and
course.
be able to pay my bills. So being a creative person and seeing where my mom was at, we were at my son's Little League game and said, I was doing scrapbooking at the time and loving it as a consumer, but there were products that I wanted, specifically stickers, that I wanted that were not really available. So, our whole company started with my love for stickers, and that's how we started. I used to collect them when I was in grade school, so I've been obsessed with stickers my whole life. But so at the beginning, it was really like scrapbooking was in its infancy, and the format then was like a 12 by 12 page scrapbook page. And all the stickers that were out there were like white paper and super tiny. And it just looked kind of dumb on a page. And I'm like, I want to be able to use a sticker material that's clear, that's kind of like, like a shampoo bottle. So you could, which is really the only place I had seen clear labels on food products or beauty products. And so my mom and I were like, well, my mom knew an artist that worked for their company. And I'm like, I know what the customer would want. My mom had the seed money. I had the time. I said, I will work my butt off to do whatever I need to do and figure out how to do this. So in 1998, we started Me and My Big Ideas in my garage. And we worked with an artist to create 12 designs of stickers that were designed specifically for scrapbooking. And so in the next 15 years, we kind of built this industry-leading brand that had really great selling products in all the craft channels. And we kind of rode the scrapbooking wave, that trend, and were able to become like a full-service company that we did, albums and paper and stickers and embellishments and anything you would need to do memory keeping, paper crafting. And we really built our business on that. And but one of the pieces of my job is to look and see and forecast what creative women are doing and what they want to do, what they might be doing next, to see if we can offer and come up with a product to bring to the marketplace that would help them live creatively. That's one of our taglines, which is kind of like, okay, if a lot of people think that they want to be creative, but they don't think they are, they want an easy way to express themselves, and they don't necessarily want to just go and get a piece of paper and put it in a sewing machine and find the adhesive. They wanted to have an easier entry into the craft. And so as scrapbooking kind of started to level off and not become a super popular growing trend, I was on the lookout for what are creative women doing now? What is that person who wants to express herself? What is she doing now? And I was scrolling through Pinterest and saw several different things that were planners, just regular old planners that were being used in a creative way. And very similar to how we started in scrapbooking, these women were taking products that were really designed for something else and putting them in a planner and doing really decorative.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I saw this trend where it was like, oh, wow, that looks like it would be fun to me. And since I think I am like our inside consumer, I want our products. I use our products. I love them. So if it's interesting to me, then it's worth me exploring to see, could this be interesting to other women? And could we bring a product to the marketplace that's unique, that hasn't been already out there? Mm-hmm. So the really cool part of my job is then I get to buy all the products that are out there, right? I go and do a bunch of R&D and say like, okay, what is available on the market now? And because if I play around with it and it does exist, there's no reason for us to come out and just be kind of white noise in a sea of products that are already out there. So when I bought our competitors' products at the time, or our future competitors or possible competitors that were on the market at the time, there were some really great things about them. But I saw a need for, I wanted to be able to move it around. I kind of saw all the barriers to entry, right? So the one I bought was really, really expensive, and it took a long time to get to me. And I was like super impatient. I'm like, oh my God, I want to get started with this and I want to play around with it. And it took weeks for it to come to me, like weeks and weeks. In fact, I think it was like a month and a half, because it was in between like the cycle of when planners come out. So I was like, I need to get this in my hands. And so I bought and played with them. And so one of the things that I saw was I didn't like having if I bought an 18-month planner, I'm thinking, this is a big sucker. I don't want to be carrying this around with me when half the year or a year is already gone. So, and I didn't like that things were bound in the back of the book that I wanted in the front. So I thought, okay, there's a need for customization and then, and a better price. I thought our design, we have an extremely talented team of designers who, I don't know how they do what they do, but I'm like, our designs would be killer in a planner and they would be so great. And then I was at the time in my life when I was struggling with insecurities, and I was actually kind of coming out of a bad divorce. And I had found love again. And so I was kind of, that part of my life was great, but I was using our big stickers, that anything I could find that had a positive quote, and I was putting it all around my house because I still needed to kind of fall in love with myself and really accept who I was. And so I used all these positive affirmations to say, wake up in the morning, I had a big sticker on my mirror that says, you are enough. And every morning that positive affirmation was so powerful to me that I thought, how cool would it be if a planner had, and the products that were surrounding it had that same thing, because this is something you'd look at every day. And so what if every day you're surrounded by positive things, positivity in, so that even when you're struggling, you'll be able to like take a look at a quote, and sometimes that's all it takes, So I kind of like had all these things going, I think we're onto something. And then took all my goods and took them to our designers, took them to my sister who heads up our team of designers, and said, you guys, I think let's explore this. What do you guys think? Because if they said, no, you're the only one, then we probably wouldn't have created the product. They would have said, that's great for you. Have fun in your studio and you go play with that.
Yeah.
And we're going to create product that sells. So thanks. And
so what a tragedy that would have been.
Right. So we all worked together. So those were kind of what I brought to the team. I didn't know how I wanted the planner to be bound. I did think of the name, the Happy Planner, because I wanted the planner to feel happy, but then, there's a dual meaning where if you use the Happy Planner, then you become a happy planner.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And so my sister was actually the one that said, hey, I remember these disc-bound planners that kind of exist here and there that I think Levenger, my mom had used Levenger for a long time. And then we knew Staples had like the ARC system. And so my sister was kind of in love with this disc-bound idea. And, at first I was like, well, yeah, that could be cool. But like, how does that work? So we bought some disc-bound planners to see if we liked that. And I fell in love. I was like, this is brilliant. I love this. It's not a proprietary information or like there's no patent on it. So it is available for people to use. However, we wanted to put a spin on it. So my mom said, why don't we put a heart in the center? And that kind of shows that, this planner, this is like the core of your heart. You put everything into it and it creates this like happy heart. And so, and all the things that and even our accessories, that was the other thing that I wanted was, and I'm giving you guys a really long-winded answer. Hopefully that's okay.
No, it's perfect.
But the accessories, when I was doing my research, and I really use that term loosely, like my tough research that I did. But I really wanted to use sticky notes and stickers. And, but I'm kind of weird, like in this vertical format, I wanted everything to be the exact size of that. And that didn't exist. So I would take, we had this big guillotine cutter at work, and I would take Post-it notes and from the office supply store, and I would just cut them all to the exact size of the box, because back then too, nothing fit exactly for nothing was designed for a planner. So when we did this, we said, okay, we're going to create the planner, and then all of our accessories will be designed to be used and fit within the planner. So, I mean, you can use them however you want, but that, this will fit in this box, and this is just so because, I'm not OCD, but I do like them pretty particular. So I found myself just wanting it to be so perfect so that all of our accessories would carry that positive message, have the great artwork, be affordable, and then would be just designed so specifically. So that was I think I'd started doing the research on the market in 2014. And then in 2015, I want to say like in April, we launched the first line of planners. So that's how it became born and came into this world.
Well, you nailed it.
Oh my gosh, you nailed this question. And
oh, thank you.
I got goosebumps while you were talking about your story. Like, it's crazy. Like, the things that, like, I've been doing the things that I've been doing for a super long time. And it's really easy to get discouraged when things are not going your way. But to hear that, like, you persevered and you still came out, you know what I mean? Like, it's really inspiring. That's why I wanted you to answer this question first, because when people get to hear, what you've accomplished and how hard you put in the work, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy. No. And to hear that all you wanted to do was buy things at Target, that was all you wanted. Like, you didn't care about the money, the house. He's like, I just want to go into Target and have a shopping spree.
I did. I'm like, and I think that is sometimes, I was giving a presentation at the Arizona, I think they're doing it right now, actually. I think the Plancation with the Arizona Planner Girls, they had invited me, and I'd given like kind of talks and speeches about the planner before, but it was all very much about the planner. And I started to get a little feedback where people were saying like, oh, of course it's easy for you to be happy and to choose these things. And like, look where you are. You have a happy marriage, you've got a successful business. I had just moved into this, a home with my husband. And they're like, so yeah, it's super easy for you to say, oh, choose happy and, positivity matters and the happy planner. And so at this, really, I had this whole speech prepared in Arizona, and literally the morning I woke up, I said, I think I need to do this differently. I think I need to share a little bit more about my story. And I thought this is either going to be great or this is going to be like the biggest mistake I ever made. They're going to go, thank you, please don't ever come back. This was not what we signed you up for. And so I shared a little bit about my story and about my childhood and some of the struggles that I have gone through. And it really didn't have anything to do with planners, but it had to do with me as a person and how I relate to other people. And I think it did shed some light on the story because, the company didn't start with the Happy Planner. It started 20 years ago. I worked my butt off, for this thing. And I think we've seen ups and downs in the industry, in the craft industry. In the 2008, we had to lay some people off. And how do we make sure that our business stays afloat? And, I've dealt pretty much, I shouldn't say anything because there's a lot of things I've been very fortunate enough to not have to deal with. But, money problems, addiction problems, domestic violence, like just different kinds of abuse and insecurities and you name it. Like I have struggled with it. And my saving grace, besides faith and things like, oh my gosh, my husband just popped his head in. Did you not see the recording sign? He has no boundaries. Bye. Sorry, he just retired and he stopped by the office to get some things. I said, "Come see me, unless I'm recording."
Well, how many times have we been recording and one of my children has come in?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So many things happen to us. This is normal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
oh my
totally
gosh.
normal.
Sorry about that. But I think that my saving grace has been I think I've been blessed with a very positive attitude. When I was younger, people would call me Pollyanna because I just was like, everything is going to be, I just had this positive outlook.
The glad game.
Yes. And I think honestly, even in some of the times for me that have been really, really hard, I have found like, even when I've been, dealt with depression and after when I was going through my divorce, and I was not a happy person then by any means. But what I held on to was that the power of positivity and living in gratitude is super powerful. And so I knew that, I'm a realistic optimist, which means, I don't think that that everything's rosy all the time, but I believe that in times that are hard, that I know they'll get better, and by practicing gratitude and positivity and optimism, that it will help you through, because you'll start to see like, yeah, things might be really crappy right now, but I know that, I woke up today, and a lot of people didn't get to wake up today. So, it became much more of this is more than a product to me. This is a way of life. And my story kind of cemented like, I'm just like everybody else. I work hard. I've had struggles. And this tool is one that I believe in, whether it's something that just brings creativity and happiness to my life in a time that's really good, or a time when it really helps me say, you know what, you're worthy, and it's okay. And what do you want out of your life, and what do you want to achieve? So it means so many things to so many different people, that it just, like, I'm serious, it just pumps me up to like hear people's stories and how they use it, because it's that important to me. And I'm just so thrilled that it's been able to kind of, take that jump over that it's just a product that people want to buy, but that it's one that they bring into their homes and use, and hopefully brings, joy into their lives.
Well, and at the end of the day, you're a woman who works for a company, or you're a woman who owns a company, or because of the year that it is, 2019, the current year, you have kind of been thrust into this public eye in our community, because the planner community is so vast. So, everyone in the Happy Planner community knows Stephanie Fleming. And, you probably had no idea. I mean, our next question is, did you ever think your company would reach this level of success? But I mean, the real question is, did you ever know that you were going to be Stephanie Fleming? Like that, that, you were going to be this person who everybody's like, oh my gosh, Stephanie Fleming liked my picture. Or, that people were going to be so excited, or fangirl out over you, or talk about you on their podcast, or
I know, or want that watercress salad. I mean, I'm just saying.
I think that's what I ordered for lunch. I think I really did.
I told you.
See, I know. So, it's like you've been so inspiring to so many people, and all you've done is just get up in the morning for the past 20 years and go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yes, social media is a huge part of our community, but, the product is the planner. But we talked about in the last episode how much we got with the product. Just buying my first planner, I had no idea when I bought my first planner, my first Happy Planner, that I was getting this entire community, with the planner, and it changed my life. You know what I mean?
And we've talked about that, like Spice, we talked about how the Happy Planner bridged a gap for us. Like it brought me to you, it brought you to me. And I don't know. And it also led me to this road that I'm on now. Like, I truly believe, I feel like Stephanie just took us to church, honey. She was up there just preaching, and I was like, yes, girl.
Yeah, I have my hand up. Yeah.
When she said gratitude and positivity will turn into something greater than you will ever know. Basically, if you're grateful and you're positive about what's going on in your life, things have no choice but to really get in line and go right.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Honestly, I'm sitting here staring at my Amy Tangerine dashboard, and it says gratitude turns what you have into enough. Yes. And if you can continue to march to that mantra and just keep being positive, like, seriously, I feel like anything is possible at this point.
Let me rub on that dashboard now for you. I've got that right here.
And I'm just super, like, I can't believe, like, this being so positive and being able to open up your planner every day and look at those positive quotes, how much of an effect they really do have on you. Because once you start seeing the positive side of things get better. You're like, okay, well, I'm not winning right now. That doesn't mean I won't win.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I missed the car payment, or I wasn't able to handle this in the right direction. But the next time, I know that I'm able to do this. If I'm positive and I stay focused and I work hard, I'm able to achieve all the things that I have set for myself. Like, all these goals I can crush. So I absolutely love that you've shared your story. Like, this is just amazing to me. And you sharing this positive message with us is just like, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and
It really
it
is.
definitely makes the planner mean even more, I think,
It
for sure.
does.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and so
thank you.
with that, Spice, do you think, okay, so we're going to ask you, Stephanie, do you think that when you started the Happy Planner, that you would have been this person? Like, did you think it was going to be this,
Yeah, what's
that
that
people are
No.
like?
freaking out?
No, and I'll tell you something else too. Like, so when we started the company, like I've been a really insecure person my whole life. It was really kind of interesting because when I was in high school, I was considered, quote unquote, one of the popular kids. I was a cheerleader and everything, but I never felt like how I think everybody thought of me. I never felt like I really fit in. Even like within my peer group, I was kind of like, oh, but I'm not quite like them. Or if they ever knew how I really felt or who I really was, they wouldn't like me. And so I've always struggled with that. And then I was pregnant right out of high school, had my son at 19, and then got married, had my daughter after that, and just really did whatever I needed to do in order to like get by. So I kind of really never had that, never really found out who I was, never really established a career at the time. And so even going into starting the company, I knew like I'm a hard worker. But even when we started to achieve some success, I never really felt like I had arrived, I suppose, because I was
Yeah.
fine. The business was successful and I had, I was able to buy a bigger home, which, seems like it would be the dream, right? And so as our company grew, we always had it's a team effort. So my mom and I own the company, and then over the years, my brother, my sister, and my now husband are partners, and we have a team full of people. I truly believe this is a family, and like everybody here is a cog in the wheel that makes it turn, and nobody's more important than the other. And so nobody here was really going out and being the spokesperson for our company, which was great in theory because we're all a team. However, I really feel like people and consumers, they remain consumers if they just have a relationship with a company, right, or a product. But people will have relationships with other people or with brands that stand for something. And so when we came out with the Happy Planner, I used to be very uncomfortable being the person out in front of anything for me and my big ideas because it didn't feel right to me. It felt, first of all, I wasn't very secure about, just, oh yeah, here I'm I wasn't very confident, I guess is a better word. And I really had to grow into that and do a lot of work on myself. And the timing was just kind of perfect when the Happy Planner came out. I said, oh my God, this product is, oh, I love this product so much that I think this is the time where somebody, is what I was thinking, needs to go out and we need to have a spokesperson, somebody being an ambassador for this product and this brand that feels like I do. And so I went to my partners and family and said, I think this is what we need to do. But what do you guys think? And who do you think it should be? And they're looking at me going like, it needs to be you. You're saying like, you want someone who feels like this. But it felt so strange to me because I'm not the person that does everything. So I don't like to have to take all the credit. I want to be able to say like, hey, it takes a lot to come out with the products that we come out with. And I am just a small piece of that, but I feel it to my core. I believe in this product and the brand message to my core. So I kind of went out there and said like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And it started to feel good because, I craved this connection with people that I didn't really know that I had. And so when I started to go out and represent the company in the Happy Planner and was connecting with women who were just like me, who loved the product, who loved creativity, and who were like, I would sit there and talk to them and they're like, I love this sticker book. I'm like, me too. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. And so it became this fellowship really.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden there was this surreal thing where it was like, people knew my name and, and then like having people want me to, like the first time someone asked me to sign something, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm looking around going like, who, me? Oh yeah. Okay, sure.
Like
it's
an
really an
autograph.
honor. It's very surreal. But I feel like I think of the same way. Like if there's something that I'm really passionate about and there's somebody I connect with, I just think that I get to be I'm the conduit, right? So people really love and connect with the brand. And I'm very honored to be the one that they get to experience that through. If it needs to be a person, if I'm speaking and kind of the brand personified, I'm happy. I did not think we would reach this level of success at all. Like I said, I think at the beginning of, like I said, I hoped to pay my bills without having bill collectors call me. That would have been like my dream. Like, oh my God, how amazing to like pay your mortgage and not feel like you're going to have to throw up because now you can't make your car payment. Or, oh my God, I'm going to have to, I used to go to like 3 different grocery stores every week because I would clip coupons and find like, okay, let's see, Ralph's has ground beef on sale. Plus I can have a coupon, but cereal is over at Lucky's and that's going to be over there. So I would go every week. Like, I mean, that's how we were like, oh my God. So for me, like when people say I dream big, I was going to, create a multi-million-dollar brand and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I wanted to pay my bills. I wanted to buy my daughter a skirt that, or even just frivolously go to Target and go, you know what, I'm going to spend $100. And that would have been like a dream to me. It was so far out of my reach that was my big dream. And so, I know some people start off with huge dreams and they go reach for them. And I was just like, I'm going to do whatever it takes so that I can, have what I want. And at the time, that's what I wanted. And so I think that because we really believe in and put our hearts into it, that's what was able to like allow me to set different goals and for us to like achieve things. Plus, I was really fortunate to be able to be partnering with my mom who had business experience. So it's not having a college degree, she was able to, and she doesn't either, but she was in the industry for a while. We have a family of true entrepreneurs, very scrappy. Like, what do we need to do? We're going to figure this out, and really resourceful. And so she was able to say, okay, here's what we're going to need to do. Like, why don't you go do this? We need to be over here. And I'm like, great, I'll go do that. And then we knew to bring on people that did things better than we did. Like, I know I shouldn't be around numbers, money. Like, I shouldn't be around any of that, managing it. And so,
no, we don't math.
Someone. Yeah. No, thank you. Like someone, yeah, it's just, that's not for me. Nobody wants me doing that. So this has just been it's just been a ride that even in the last, like with the Happy Planner, we quadrupled the size of our company, I think, with the launch of the Happy Planner in just a course of a couple years, which was just astronomical growth, and one we didn't really expect at all, but have been so fortunate. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I will say this because I think it's a disservice for people to just think, oh, we grew and it's been such a blessing. 100%, totally 100% is. It's also been a struggle. It's hard. It's not easy. There have been so many ways where being a smaller company, you get, your life, you work hard, but you have a little bit more flexibility, and no one's calling you out on social media that doesn't know you. And, you get this thing. So there's a lot of things with it that, I kind of like, sometimes I like on my Instagram to be really as real as possible, because I don't want people to think that I go and everything I do is glamorous, because like really like a pinky nail is glamorous. Like that's about it. Like if that's the size of glamour in my life. The rest of it's working really hard, and not having laundry done. And like I shared on my Instagram story, I went to our very first board of directors meeting with a pair of underwear balled up in my jean leg for all day long. Because
I remember that story.
Yes. Like this is real. Like this is real stuff, because it's like I didn't have time to do the laundry, and literally it was like, that pair's not that dirty. And I'm like, I grab the thing and I'm looking later on down my leg, and there's the pair of dirty underwear rolled. I mean, come on, who does that? Like, this is not professional.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
A lot of people.
Right. So my husband goes, I cannot believe you shared that. I said, yeah, but you know what? I know that there are people out there that if it wasn't that, it's something similar, and it's just like, it happens. And so, I'm like, that's the kind of thing, because I don't want people to think that are in the middle of it right now, where they're starting a business, or they're trying to like get through with young kids, or they're working, whatever the struggle may be, to think that, oh, you look at somebody who may be out there and who may be, at a different place than you. And if you're looking at me and saying like, oh God, well, it's so much easier for her, I must not be doing something right. And so, I think it's a disservice if anybody who has any kind of platform or visibility on social media or elsewhere to come out and just be like, look at me, look how perfect I am, look how perfect my life is, because that's not the case. And the hardworking people that are the same place that you are, have been, will feel like they're not doing something right, and that they're struggling without, without cause. And it's really not true. So I try and, when you get to see the fun stuff too, to really say like, I still like my kitchen's clean because I don't use it, because I don't have time to cook. Like that's, and just the struggles that you face. So it's been such a blessing, and I am grateful every day. But the reality is that also sometimes it's really hard.
Well, you've shown pictures before in your stories of your kitchen when it wasn't clean.
That is true.
And
that
yes,
is true.
And
that was the time I
that
cooked.
I think, yes, and that I think made me feel the best, because I was like, Stephanie Fleming's kitchen looks just like mine.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Yes, but you were like, I think it's so easy on social media to get caught up in that. Look at how perfect my life is, because you can just show people the perfect snippets of your life if you want to. But, for you to show up on your stories, sweaty on that trail every day, it's just such an inspiration to everybody.
Or in her closet. Okay. My favorite is when she's in her closet.
I get that's very peaceful in there. It may be dirty sometimes, but it's very peaceful in there.
So I guess let's switch gears just a little bit and move on to maybe some Happy Planner scoops. Like maybe you can give us a little bit of like what may be coming up in the future.
I'll see what I can do.
What is the I know. What is the next question?
Oh, so I have it. So it is, can we expect more collabs on the Be Happy boxes or Happy Planner items?
Yes. We love collaborating. We have, like I said, we really have to feel like we are bringing in a designer or somebody that has a brand that is really in line with ours, and that brings something maybe that our designers are focusing on something else, and it's like, oh, that's an aesthetic that is different than what we do, or a brand statement. So Amy Tangerine was a great one for us, because everything that she stands for is so in line with our brand. And we've said this before. I think we announced it at PlannerCon, but we have a Teresa Collins Be Happy box coming. It's either later. I want to say it's either August or September. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but it's either August or September. So that box too is really pretty. And I don't believe this one doesn't have a planner in it. It has something else special. So there's nothing dated in it, I believe. But it has kind of some other special items in it. So that one's coming. And then there is another one coming that I can't say yet. And I believe there's another one coming for somewhere closer to the end of the year for the Be Happy box. And then
Teresa Collins, her palette is a little bit more muted than Amy's, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? Okay, so it's kind of got more like of a pastel vibe to it.
It's beautiful. So a lot of our stuff is really bright. Like Amy's came out with like rainbow and super bright. But a lot of people that we know want something that's a little more subtle and muted palette. Okay. And Teresa's is it's beautiful. The color palette is very subtle and pretty, and filled with these just beautiful, empowering messages. And I know she's really passionate about that as well. So this one especially, it's kind of nice because it's different from a lot of the things that we do. And that's one of the reasons why we like to collaborate with other designers. And we love supporting other women-owned businesses and female designers, and because we're all about, woman power. And so it's really nice to be able to support other brands and other people that, are in the kind of that same space as us.
Okay, well that's exciting. I like her the muted kind of palette that she does. But I also really love the brights. I just like all the colors.
I know it's hard to choose.
It is. It's hard to choose. So this is kind of the same question. What is something you can share about future products we can expect from Mambi? Is there any kind of new accessory? Is there anything new that we haven't seen before? Any kind of Yes.
So I'm thinking back. So, what I know towards the end of this year, I will say, so one of the things that we're trying to do is I know you guys know this, we have a lot of product that we release. And the reason why we do that, reason why we do that is not to overwhelm people with, you need to buy everything we have. It's because we have got this, I am on a mission to take this product just beyond I love and I will always cultivate the craft and creative industries, but I'm so passionate about our message of the brand and what the Happy Planner is that I want it to go out to as many people as possible. I want as many people as possible to feel the joy that Happy Planners bring into their lives. And so in order for us to do that, we really have to have a lot of different styles and offerings, and people like things that are new, and it brings freshness into it. So as we do that, we have more releases. And so I'm trying to figure out a way too to make sure that as we do that, that we are increasing, I should say, like the inspirational content that we have. So the product gets offered to you and you can buy it or not. Find the stuff that you love. If this is really speaking to you and it really adds to your journey, to your experience with the Happy Planner, and you love this note paper and you want this thing and it's going to come together for you to get you what you want from the Happy Planner, then I say that's great and that feels good. We don't ever want to we don't want to create the consumerism. We're not looking for that. I want to create lifelong customers. So as we continue, we have a lot of new product coming out. And so my goal in the marketing side of it is to make sure that as this new amazing product comes out, that we are going and having, really enriching our YouTube content. So people can say, okay, now I have this product. How am I going to use it? I don't want, I'm a sticker hoarder, so I'm cool with that. Like I've been a collector my whole life, but I want people to like use the stickers. You can buy them. I need to have all the sticker books, all of them. Like seriously, but I want people to use them.
We do too. Yeah, you can't have 30 of them sitting in your cart, Shonda.
Look, do not judge me. Okay, they're all so pretty, and I can't pull the sticker out of the book. I just can't.
She sniffs them. She smells them.
Oh, I get it. I totally get it. And actually, I'm saying this, but I have a whole box that's archived, every single one of our books that I will not touch, because there was one of them in there that I think it was either the Christmas book or something else that I had to track down like the very last living copy in this whole building. And I'm like, I need it for my archives. And I put it in there because I'm like, and I knew then every time we do a release, I pull 3 of each sticker pack so I can take one home. I have one at work, and then I have one for the archive. And I'm like obsessive. My husband goes, we have like a warehouse full of these things. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like this one is just to make sure that we like that we can remember every sticker book that we've ever come out with. And this one is for me to use. And then this one is like in case like we don't make colorful boxes anymore. That one I have probably like 6 copies.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Don't
say that.
No, I won't. That's like blasphemy. I mean, that's my favorite thing on the planet. I love
think I
colorful
buy
boxes.
one every time I'm at Michael's. I really do.
I know.
I think every time I go in there, I pick one up.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like our favorite book.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I think that when we're going forward too, we want to come out with the same product that people love. Like obviously more stickers and planners. We want to come out with, we'll make sure those are the basics, but we also want to make sure that there's something that's different, and our designers actually use the products. So they're really, they're planner girls. And so they find themselves going like, oh my gosh, I tried to use this. It wasn't out there. What if we create this product? And so there's a couple different things that are coming out. I want to say in the fall that are a little unique. It's nothing, I don't think it's really earth-shattering stuff, but really cool, kind of more intentional way, I guess I should say, of using the planner. I can't say anything more than that or I might get fired. But but I know that like in July we have Michael's is resetting, and I think we haven't said this to anybody else yet, but so at Michael's we've been really fighting for, they have too, been trying to find where's the best place to have Happy Planner product, and and where it can live, and dealing with a chain store and all that they have to deal with on trying to find space. They are the biggest proponents for Happy Planner, but dealing with all the things they have to deal with, it's really hard to find like a home. And I'm super excited that in July, all their stores will reset where the Happy Planner will be in the aisle, which is what they call the side counter or inline space, which means that it will just have like either 12 to 15 feet of basically Happy Planner land where you can go and where to find it. So you can't put that in the back of the store. And so in that section, there's going to be some new product that comes out in July. I think there's new sticker books, and there's new, there's some, I want to tell you
something.
Oh my God. There's
new sticker books in July.
I know. So there's new stuff coming in July. And like I said, too, as we go forward, we've just taken on a partner now. So the future for us is super bright because we remained owners in the company. We reinvested and are working with these new partners to really elevate everything. So we know that people have had issues with not being able to find the product, which is, I mean, honestly, from a business standpoint, they're like, what a great problem to have. It means people are buying your products. But at the same time, we're also all going like, that's lost customers, lost dollars. Nobody wants to have a scarcity. I know some people have said, this is a marketing thing. And I'm like, no, who are you kidding? That just means we are losing sales by not having product available. That's not intentional, I promise you. And so
it's also not always your fault.
No, there's so many things where people have said, you should check your contract with that retailer. And you tell them, I'm like, we don't have a contract. That's not how this works.
We won't name any names, will we?
No, we will not.
Oh, no, we will not name any names.
Not in this
But it's
episode.
that store that turns out the lights when I show up.
I'll tell you, from inside, it's like, sometimes it's a little frustrating, but at the same time, when we go to the retailers and know that every single retailer that we have, that the product is in, they are believers and fans of the Happy Planner, and they want to, like, as our buyers and the buyers' bosses, they're like, this is selling so well, oh my God, and the Happy Planner customers are just like, they're enthusiastic and they know what the product is and they want to bring it to their stores. But I can't even imagine the things that they have to deal with and getting the dollar spend, how they get, like, they have to get approval for every dollar that they spend. And that's coming from people that a lot of times don't know the planner community. They're just looking at numbers on a piece of paper. And so there's just this whole, political game that they have to play. And so even when they want to do something, they don't always get to do it. And then we don't always get to do it. So at this point, we're bringing in now, we have our new partners have got so much experience in so many areas that we have maybe not been as able to service. So we are being able to address, getting them more inventory, making sure that they have all of the reporting that they need. And that's just going to be a better experience for everybody.
Okay. So you feel good about the new partnership.
Oh my God. I love them. And they were, so this is a private equity firm, and it wasn't something we were going to do. We weren't looking to do that. We're not looking, a lot of people sell their company, even a portion of it, when they're like, I want to get out. And that wasn't what we were about. We were looking at this going, for the last 4 years, we have been like head down, sprinting as fast as we can, working as hard as we can to keep up with the growth. And knowing that we now have this new platform of the Happy Planner as almost like a lifestyle brand of people that wanting to, like, connect with us. And we want to be able to service, with the product and with the replenishment of the inventory in the stores. And we've been working, as all of us wear like 5-10 hats and are just trying to, like, not be stressed out and how do we grow and scale this thing? And so when we thought, the way we're going to be able to scale this is really to bring on a partner. We need people that have experience and connections, and we need that. But we were like, so it took us 9 months to find the right partner, because we were going to, if we didn't find the right one, we would just continue to do what we're doing, because this is my baby. I don't want to give this to someone who doesn't believe in it. And main post partners that we were working with are huge fans of the brand, and they're telling everybody that they know about it and making connections with us. And sometimes I think, they'll get more excited about something than I will. They're like, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. And a lot of them are guys. Most of them are guys. Like, they're, finance guys. And they are like, you guys don't understand what this is. This is lightning in a bottle. This is amazing. So they are so supportive of everything that we're doing and wanting to help us take it to the next level, and listening to us when I say, I know that makes sense on paper, but I know our customers, they're like, well, then, we trust you. So I'm not even like, it's not like, oh yeah. We put our own money back into it. We didn't take, they're the majority partners, but we have a lot of it back in. So all of us invested into the company and are partners. So, like, at a high level. So it's not even like I'm going, yeah, no, they're good. I'm excited that they're going to be able to take this where I don't think I could have.
Well, that's awesome
Yeah.
because I know that you guys announced that kind of at the same time that we began this podcast, and that was kind
Yeah.
of our first ever piece of news was when you came on. Do you remember that, Shonda? When
Yeah, I
like that
do.
was
I totally do. And we
Yeah.
were
and
kind of like, oh my God, what does this mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of glad or kind of good that we know that you are very happy about this
Yeah.
partnership and that it's working out. So I'm super excited as well. Like I'm like, yes, bring it on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, the things that there was things that I kind of just got paralyzed with, like the room that I'm in right now, we have one room. We're really bursting at the seams. We have a leased building here, and we're running out of space. And I literally was like, I don't have the resources or the time to figure out how to grow what I need. And I need a photo studio, and we don't have space here. And so after I record this podcast, we're going to be going over. We've got a new a CFO, and he's like, hey, I've secured this place. I look, there's a place right across the street. It's within walking distance. You can have a dedicated photo and video studio. Let's go look at it this afternoon. I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, so the things that I haven't been able to do, they're like, oh no, that's easy. I'm like, well, oh, great. So I mean, it's like every day it's like, oh my God, I just get super excited.
Oh, well, that makes
Yeah,
the job so much easier, I'm
Yes.
sure.
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, so so this is going to be the last grueling question that we have really have.
This
Okay.
doesn't feel
The
grueling,
rest
but
of
okay.
a lot of people are really excited about the collaboration with Wrong Wrong DeVoe, mainly because of the diversity of the women featured on the products. Are there any plans to continue this type of diversity in the Happy Planner products or in the Happy Planner social media post? We want to know.
Yes, yes. We have like the Wrong Wrong product line was, it was really an exciting one for us because as we continued to know that, hey, there were some areas that we needed to be better in showcasing diversity. We know how diverse and wonderful our customer base is. And, it was kind of with the introduction, we never really showed any people in our products until I think like Planner Girl, or maybe it was a little bit before that. And one of the
Squad
fitness
goals.
planners and Squad Goals was even, yeah. And so when we did that, we realized like, oh, okay, hey, this is something that we need to make sure that we are being, fairly representing our customer base and then just, people in general. And there were some areas that I think that we did and we're like going, oh, we need to do a better job. And I think um the community was really great, I think, because I had gone to I went to speak at Black Women Who Plan and Create two years in a row, and honestly, the conversation that we had was so it was so wonderful because it was really two different, we were sitting there in a group trying to really like have a conversation, like how do we do better? How do we do a better job? What are we doing good? And where could we be better? And so as we did this, my sister had been really almost stalking Wrong Wrong DeVoe for a long time, saying like, oh, I love what she does, and I love, some of her like she's a great fashion illustrator, and so we never had seen a time because we weren't coming out with product like that at the time, but we said, this would be such a great way to, feature and celebrate diversity. And so we had, I mean, again, it was one of those things where like we loved her stuff and we hoped it did well. And then all of a sudden it came out. We're like, what? Oh my gosh. I mean, it was, so well received. And I think that that what it meant was more than some people realized. And for me, it was just, I don't know. It was just one of those product lines that meant, again, it was more than the product. It was also what it stood for. And so we were thrilled to see that it was received very well and it sold very well. And so I think it's in August. There's some things you might find from Wrong Wrong, but don't say you said it here.
So are you saying that it's perhaps that there's like a Wrong Wrong 2 coming out somewhere?
It's
Is that the rumor?
possible that there might be some restocking. There's possible that there may be some new things that you might see, and a little sprinkling of some new because it's so great. And next year you can count on seeing more Wrong Wrong. In the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, she's so good. And I will say, there's a couple different times she's so great because when she first did it, I mean, she's a fashion illustrator. So, I looked and I'm going, okay, the diversity was great. And then I looked and I said, but all of them are so skinny. I'm like, that, I understand that, I'm like, we need to put in, we're like, hi, could you put in some curvy girls? Like, do you know how, I know you're a fashion illustrator. Do you know how to do that? And she's like, oh my God, that would be so great. Of course I will. And so she's so open to anything that we feel like, needs to be, added. And then we have some more plans. I know the other question was, in any of the other products. And I would say anything that we would have that represents people or women of any, anywhere on there, that has been something that we have worked with our team to make sure that as we look at it, just making sure that, are we looking at it through the lens of diversity and inclusion of everybody? And so it's almost part of our proofing process now to make sure that anything we put out is, because honestly, our process is so fast that there are a lot of things that, people say, oh, I can't believe something got through, even if it's a typo or something. And I'm like, we produce like so much product so quickly, and we try and, catch it as soon as possible, but we were taking our proofreading process and our, just even the editing thing to say, when that's in addition to not only are the dates right and is it spelled right, but look at this through the lens of inclusion and diversity, and does it pass muster? Are we really including everybody? Or are there any flags that need to go up to say, hey, we need to look at this? So I'm really proud of that, and I think that's great. So there's some cool things next year as well, and I think also in the Happy Planner social media posts, I'm assuming that means like people that are featured. Is that?
I'm gonna say, okay, so coming from a sister, I'm pretty sure they're saying, they would like to see more women of color posted,
like
holding their happy planners, and are, you know what I mean, like,
gotcha, yes, yeah,
that type of diversity, and
yes,
maybe a little bit more diversity on the Happy Planner squad. You guys are doing, to me, when you came out with the wrong line, it made me feel like they are listening. How long have we been saying we need some type of diversity here?
Yeah.
And when I saw the wrong line collection, I was just, Spice was like, girl, if you say yes one more time, I'm probably going to smack you out. Because I was just so excited. Like, I was so excited to see, like, that little chunky, thick girl with the fro and her little sunglasses on and her shirt that says slay. And I was like, yes, girl, you better come through. I was just really excited that you guys were listening to us, and you were looking. You gave me a girl that represented me, that looks like me. And you gave Spice a girl that looked like her.
Yeah, that
And
girl
you
in the
gave,
overalls with the pink shoes. That
yeah,
was so
I mean,
me.
everybody
And we were
had
right
a
next to
girl.
yeah,
really love that. So I love the fact that you are listening. And if you're hearing what we're saying, we want to see the diversity not only just in the sticker books and in the planners, but we want to see it like everywhere. So that we know that we're being represented. And I'm not just saying me as a black woman, a woman of color, but I want to see Asian women. Like, I want to see it all. I want to see everybody represented, because being a woman of color, I feel like everybody that is a minority we're all on the same boat. So we all want to just kind of see each other represented in a wonderful light, and women empowering each other. So, and I love that the brand has taken the time, especially taking the time to really hear us, because we have been saying that for a long time. Can we get some sisters in these stickers? And y'all were like, yes, okay, well, we're going to give it to you. And I was here for it.
Yeah. And you showed up. I mean, I think that it's such an important thing too, because when you think about, for me, we started back when we did in the scrapbooking days, and we had these little stick kid stickers, and they were like, they just started out like little black line drawings, and they didn't have, like, it was more like you might have like the hair color, but they didn't have any skin color. And I thought, okay, that was really cool. And but my kids, my ex-husband is part Mexican, part Pakistani, and part what am I missing? Filipino. And so my kids were like pretty much a little mix of everything. And so I would go and I'm like, wait, none of these represent what my kids look like. And so we created different stickers with the little stick kids to make sure, and they were called A Kid Like Me. And it was like all different ethnicities and different skin types, and even like nondescript, just kind of like, a little bit of everything. And so it was very much something that we looked at back then when we did little stick kids. And I think what happened too for us is, you've got a company, and I mean, to be really transparent, you got a company that's, owned by white women, right? And so I think that for us, it was so important for the conversation to happen, for somebody to come up and say, and by the way, like in a very like productive manner, like constructive criticism, to say like really giving us like the benefit of the doubt, saying without like, let me bring it up to you. This is where we're not being represented. We love your product. We are your customers, and we feel like we need to be represented. And then, you know, and I heard that. I heard it back in Atlanta when I was at the convention, and unfortunately there was like, okay, so we're usually work about a year out. So what I wanted to say was, please, please trust me, because I hear you. It's going to take me about a year for the, you know, to say like, okay, go back and let's make sure we're being diverse, because, and we're looking at everything and doing better and making sure that we're more inclusive, because there were things that had already been like sent out and done and approved and we could not change. So as we did that, and then I went back the next year and people were like, thank you for listening. And we continued the conversation further. So, because to me, it's like, you know, it's my job to, as a human, number one, and as a business owner who puts product out there, to understand what's not my reality, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's not something that I have to live with, but it's important to me, and everybody is important to me. And so for me, I was like, I'm seeking to understand. I'm seeking to understand what we need to do as a company and what I need to do as an individual to make sure that what I feel on the inside is being shown in the products that we do and in the people that represent our brand. And it's something that's extremely important to me. And as we go forward, like as we picked the squad, you know, what you also don't want it to do, I don't want it to be okay, I need to like, we wanted to bring everybody who made it to the table was worthy because they made it to the table, like in the final cut, which by the way was like the worst experience ever, is cutting anybody. And like, everybody is so good. And oh my God, there were so many people. We wanted to make sure that we were diverse and, you know, like, just about everything, and doing that with 20 people was really challenging, but we're super excited with the team that we have. But I think, you know, looking at now when you bring up, okay, in the social media post, maybe not even just in the squad or in the products, but like when you look at the feed, that's something that really, I don't even, you know, wanting to make sure that, hey, let's add that to the list of things that we're making sure that feel very balanced and inclusive. And so I truly appreciate the feedback, because it helps me, it gives me the vision that I don't have by, you know, by not living your life. I don't know your life, but I want to, and it's important to me, and I value everyone. So to me, I'm always so thankful for the conversation and the feedback. So thank you. And I will absolutely, you know, continue down that road and continue to do better. And when you think we aren't, please tell me.
Well, I thank you for hearing us. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
When people can hear and kind of, a lot of times people don't open their ears. We're talking at each other and we're not having a real conversation.
So
but the
true.
fact that you are listening to what we're asking you and you are being inclusive and you're doing your best to I mean, the simplest thing was when you came out with that micro notes and you had 2 covers. And I was like, finally, I have a cover that represents me.
Yeah.
That was important, you know. And if I had a daughter, that would have been something that I could have gave to her, and she could have carried that around saying, this is mine and she represents me. Those are really important things in being inclusive, and especially being a woman of color. You want things that represent you. There's so many things out there, but we want to feel represented too, because we spend a lot of money on this company, and I absolutely love there's no other planner for me. Okay. I'm sorry, planner people. There's just no other planner for me.
No apologies. You do not need to be sorry.
I know this, but being able to pick up my micro nose, or being able to pick up my wrong DeVoe planner and say, this girl represents me, and being able to flip through those pages and look at those beautiful girls, and not just the women of color, but all of them. When I saw that plus size girl with the pink leather jacket, I was like, honey, can I buy her outfit? Does Happy Planner sell that? Like, it was just, everything was amazing. So I'm glad that you are taking the time to actually hear us and listen to our opinions. And and correct where you feel like you have not done. So, you haven't did this before. So
Right.
you're okay, well, I need to go back and I need to correct this, or
Yes.
in future we need to go forward and move like this. So
Yes.
I absolutely love that, and I think you answered the question amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So
Great.
anyway, thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on
Oh,
to Hello Happy, and
my pleasure.
come back again.
I will. I
Oh,
will.
oh my God, you guys, was that not like such a bomb interview? Like, oh my gosh. So we had to cut it off because Stephanie was so gracious and talked to us for a little while. So we have two parts. That's the surprise, you guys. There's going
That's
to
the
be
surprise.
another part to this. Oh my gosh. Are you excited, Spice? Like,
Yeah, you keep
July is
asking me
like
this.
Stephanie Fleming month. Woo woo!
Yes, Stephanie Fleming month in July. That is absolutely right. Okay, so you guys, Stephanie Fleming was so amazing, and we talked to her for so long. July 19th, she will be back on Hello Happy, so we will definitely be able to talk to her again, and it's going to be amazing. And I mean, what can I say? I mean, I will never look at my planner the same.
I don't think anybody's going to look at their planner the same. Like, if Stephanie did not give you a word today, I don't know what she gave y'all, because seriously, she gave us something. She let me know, like, it's good to know that the person behind the brand, like what she says, like these planners that we have that have all these positive messages and affirmations, is like that is who the person is behind the brand. Like, she's not just selling us something. No, she truly believes that. And I think that is what makes Happy Planner Happy Planner. Like, wouldn't you agree, Spice? Like, now you
Yes.
know that, like, this is truly who she is, the person that is behind the brand, who all at the end of the day, all she really wanted, and I thought this was like so crazy to me, all she really wanted was a freaking Target shopping spree. Like, she didn't care about anything else. She just wanted to go to Target, people.
I
Like, okay,
know.
and how many of us really do love Target? We love Target, okay?
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand it, and I totally get where she's coming from with having, to say she struggled and have to pay bills. Like, I really am super excited that she got to share some of her story here, and some of you guys who are like planner newbies, because we have quite a few planner newbies listening to us. Did you know that, Spice?
I did know that.
Yeah, so we have
Welcome.
quite a few planner newbies, and I think that since a lot of them are using Happy Planner, it'd be awesome for them, to kind of hear what Stephanie, thought her thought process was when she started this. And this is why we're so gun-ho about planning a happy life, why the words bold and brave, it means so much to me, is because it's where basically Happy Planner started from. She took a leap of faith, and it's all that we are all trying to do. We're trying to take a leap of faith, and we're trying to crush our goals, and we're moving forward through things in our life that sometimes can be a little hard. But if you just open your planner and you look at those beautiful positive quotes and those gorgeous stickers, they're just more than stickers sometimes. They're just more than a planner page sometimes. It's something that gets us through the day. And we have wellness planners and we have journal planners, and I am just so, I seriously, I have like goosebumps. Like, I cannot get over, how she just had her story. Her story was so amazing to me. And for all my other women of color planner babes, I'm just gonna say this really, really quick. I absolutely love that Stephanie is taking a moment to hear us. She heard us, you guys. She's listening to us, and she knows that there needs to be more diversity, and they are working on it. And I think that's really important, that we just have an open dialect of just, I think the world would be a better place if people could just sit down and listen to what the person is saying, and we can, have a conversation about the things that need to be fixed. The world would be so much better. And I just really want to say thank you, Stephanie, for, talking to us and letting us know that, like, hey, you are listening to us, you're reading our request. And though things don't happen right away, it does not mean she's not hearing us. So I absolutely love that. What did you take from the interview, Spice? Because, like, that was amazing to me.
Well, I think that it's so cool to hear her say, yes, we hear you, because we could already kind of tell, being happy planners for as long as we have, that, we've heard people say, oh, well, I want this and I want this. And then, within 6 or 8 months, some of that stuff starts to kind of trickle into the product. Um, I had already kind of been saying to you, what I love so much about Happy Planner is that they do seem to actually listen to us. Um, but what I took away from this for me was what she loves about the product, and the reasons why she made the product is the actual reasons why I love the product so much. So it's almost like we have this thing in common that I feel now, like, oh, well, Stephanie Fleming and I are completely best friends now. I mean, it's just, you can't even deny it. I mean, like, we are basically the same person. I mean, she was like, okay, so when we were working in scrapbooking, we wanted to do this, this, and this, and we couldn't find any of those things when we were scrapbooking. So we made our own company, and now we can have those things. And then when she was trying to be, you know, a planner babe, and she couldn't find the things that she wanted for her planner, she's like, well, I'm going to look at all the other planners and figure out what's missing from those things, and then I'm going to make it awesome. And, you know, talking about like affirmations and putting like little, you know, things all over your house that have positive affirmations, and putting something on your mirror that says you are enough, and, you know, all of this kind of stuff, like, that is so my jam. Like, I feel like I love that about the Happy Planner, that I put my stickers in my planner that say, sometimes when I look at my spreads, I think, girl, you've put too many quotes in here. Like, this spread has got way too many, go get them, girl, you can do this, you got this. You know, I feel like that my spreads have too many of those. But then at the end of the day, it's my planner. And if I need for my planner to scream at me, like, you are going to be okay, then that's for me. So I just,
Right.
so that's what I love about her message, is that, you know, we're planning a happy life, and that so much of our happiness comes from our self-talk and our inner dialogue, and like the things that we say to ourselves, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it's just, I don't know, like, I'm holding my planner in my hand right now, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just love you, and I love how you were born, and I love where you come from, and, you know, just, I'm sure that there are other planners with stories that are amazing too, other brands that have, you know, similar origin stories, but I love ours. Like, that's why we do this. That's why we have this podcast. That's why we're happy planners. That's why we're constantly paying attention to everything that they do, because it's just me. Like, it fits my life, and the products work for me, and they've definitely made me a happier, more productive, goal crushing kind of person. And I think that that's what Stephanie wanted for it to be. And I just appreciate her so much for spending so much time with us, and for giving us enough to have a second show. So, you know, I'm just so excited for us to have more coming up
Yes, and
in
we
two
didn't even
weeks.
expect to really have like a second show. But when we sat down to get ready to, you know, get this stuff together for you guys, we were like, whoa, we have more than enough to give you guys a whole month of Stephanie. And
Yeah.
I think that would be something different and fun, and give
Hmm.
you guys something to look forward to. So we're super excited for that. And you guys, honestly, this has just been like crazy. It's been super crazy, but so much fun. And I still can't believe, like, I talked to Stephanie Fleming. Like, no! Like, yes, I finally talked to Stephanie. And look, y'all, look, I know y'all saying, Queen, she is not going to have that salad with you. But I promise you, we're going to have some salads, some burgers, some fries, something. Me and Stephanie going to have lunch together, y'all. Just keep on believing that. Believe it, wish it, dream it for your girl Queen. Me and Stephanie are gonna have lunch, and we're gonna talk. Okay, we're gonna talk planners, and we're gonna talk life, and we're gonna talk about that Target shopping spree.
Yes, I have a feeling that the three of us have a lot more conversations in our future, after this one.
Most definitely. I
Yeah.
absolutely enjoyed, you know, talking to her and just getting to know her on a more personal level. And we really got to know Stephanie, and we really got to know her story. We got to know behind the scenes. And I know a lot of you guys know some of her story, and she shared it. But I think that's what makes this brand so great, being able to know her behind the scenes, and being able to know that, hey, she's a real person just like us. She's went through struggles. She's been through the battle, and she's come out on the other side. And we, people who are in that moment, in the battle right now, out on the battlefield, it's possible to come out on the other side. Just don't lose hope, you know? So Stephanie definitely gave us some words today, honey. Just took us on to church, honey. Yes. Okay. We didn't go to church. We went to church. Okay. Because y'all, for those that know about church, okay, it is the black version of church. So just in case y'all don't know, it's a little spike. This church is a little bit different than church. Okay, we had a whole sermon service and everything. Okay, um,
Yeah, that's for sure.
but yeah, we had so much fun. And you know what's funny? Stephanie is truly funny. Like she was cracking jokes and being so silly, and we were like, oh my gosh, like it was so fun to get to see that side of her. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for
Do you have
sure.
anything else to say, Spice? Because we're like in here like super giddy now.
No, I know, but God, it's like I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to go to sleep again.
I
I'm like
know,
on
right? We're
top
up
of the
here
world.
riding on cloud nine.
I know, and I really, really feel like that it's gonna last. Like the high from this is gonna last for a really long time. Like, why do people do drugs? Just talk to Stephanie Fleming.
I
Um,
right. Just go buy that paper crack. We're always talking about
I
people. If you buy a
know.
sticker book, you'll understand. Like I'm
You
telling you,
do. It's the
like,
best. Like, okay, so
ugh,
if you're in need of rehab, just get yourself to Michael's and you'll be fine. Um, but don't go to Joanne. No.
no, that's for me to do. But I went to rehab, people. Okay, I haven't really been to Joanne's in a while. Okay, and I did go the other
Oh,
day, but I didn't bother anybody. I just went in there and looked and turned around and came out of there. I didn't even buy anything.
I haven't been in a really long time. It's been a
So
long time since I've made that trek. Yeah.
I didn't make
So
her want to turn off the lights. So I
I
did
think
good.
I think that my favorite thing about Stephanie, actually, at the end of all of this, is that she is just a woman who goes to work every day at her job. And we all know what that's like to just be a woman going to work every day at your job. And, for us, she's capital letters Stephanie Fleming. But for
Right.
her, she's just Steph going to work every day at her job. And yes, she does love her job, of course, because hopefully we can all find jobs that we don't hate. But at the same time, to her, you guys, she is just Stephanie. And she's very approachable and she's super fun to talk to. And
Right.
you can reach out to her and you can talk to her on Instagram. And she's like super easygoing and she loves this community and, all of that stuff. So I think that for me was the funnest part about today. And you guys are going to hear way more about today. Like, this is not over. Yeah. So with that being said, are you ready to go?
Girl, yes, let's get out of here so they can enjoy their little high moments of listening to Stephanie. And
Yeah.
don't be afraid to hit repeat, people, because we enjoy repeat. So
Yeah.
go
And
ahead and hit that repeat button so y'all can hear
yeah.
Stephanie talk again.
And, have a good weekend. Enjoy those hot summer weekends. Go outside, listen to some music, sit on the grass.
I know. And don't be afraid to hit repeat, people.
Don't
Listen
be
to
afraid. Listen to Stephanie Fleming all weekend.
all
Listen
weekend
to it
long,
over and
honey.
over and over again. We are
Just
here for you.
yes, okay. And don't
listen
forget,
to
you guys.
listen to all of our episodes over and over again. Stay inside out of the heat and just listen to Hello Happy again and again and again. We're fine with that
Yes,
too.
and don't forget, you guys, we want to hear from you guys after the
Yeah.
episode. So don't forget to hit
Mhm.
us up on Hello Happy Podcast Instagram. Don't
Yes, we're
forget to
here.
shoot us an email at hellohappypodcast@gmail.com. We want to hear from you guys. And also, we will not be doing the sticker challenge for the month of July, but in August, we will
It'll be
start back doing the
back.
sticker challenge because we
Yes.
absolutely love hearing from you guys of what stickers you are and we think they're so hilarious. So just keep them coming because you definitely will get a shout out, babes. And as we always say, this is all about the community, and we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.